Hello, gals and guys. It's your host, Phil Larson, and this is your motivational high five on self-belief. Let's do this. Welcome to this short podcast. We are about we're 5 months in, and we have 31 episodes. It's been a great 5 months of this new thing, podcasting for me. And throughout these 5 months of putting myself out there, you guys have also put yourself out there to me. You've sent me emails, and it really seems that this podcast appeals to self-motivated individuals, many of whom seem to be like owners of small businesses and entrepreneurs, but everyone seems to be malleable and life learners. They approach their day with a realistic view of their own obstacles, and then they say, I'm not too old to learn how to do life better. They come out their day saying, I don't have it all figured out, but that is what is going to push me forward to becoming an even better version of myself. And I don't know about you, but these are people I want to stay in contact with. These are people I want to get connected with. Do you relate to these people? Does this sound like you? Well, I am compiling a list that you can get to by thestoryshop.tv/podcast. There's a sign up form there, and the list is called the Internal Motivators, and that's exactly what it is. Internally motivated people, but they have a realistic view of life. And I want, right now it's just kind of an email list, but eventually I want it to become some sort of interactive community, and I've got some ideas about that. But if this appeals to you, like something you want to do, please go to, again, thestoryshop.tv/podcast, click on the blue hand, and then put in your email there in the form at the bottom of the page. Since we are at 31 episodes, I am launching a 31-day Rewire challenge. And more information on that on the microsode that was just released. But email me if you're participating in that, and I can even give you a shout out on the podcast. Woo! Launching into self-belief. Anytime I feel I've sold myself short or have opted out, it has come down to a lack of self-belief. It is because I have asked myself, do I have what it takes? And I've answered based on the world standards, which the world is looking for reputation or criteria. And when I do that, I compare myself to the best of the best. I compare myself to the Malcolm Gladwells and the Tony Robbins of the world. And my answer is, no, I don't have what it takes. And those are impossible standards. Of course I don't. But do I have what it takes according to the built-in programming of humanity as the most intellectual and capable animal to walk the planet? As I hear stories of humans overcoming great obstacles against all odds, yes, I do have what it takes. And I've seen that in myself when I've overcome, a lack of self-belief. When I'm in front of an audience, I see myself turn it on. If it has to do with a sermon or a musical performance or a podcast, I am capable. But if you only knew what it was like before, when writing the sermon or practicing the songs, or talking into a mic by myself to an audience of none, any ounce of self-belief was vital to moving me forward. I've had to believe in myself when no one else had any reason yet to believe in me. There was no proof. And sometimes because there's lack of proof, we say we don't have a right to do this. But the Tony Robbins and the Malcolm Gladwells of the world were in those same shoes at one point. A quote by motivational speaker John Delemy: "Believe in yourself. If you don't, then no one else will have a reason to." And like I said, as people have reached out to me, I've asked them to submit for an episode. And one of the persons I've asked to do that, he says, "Phil, I'm struggling with imposter syndrome. I fear that I am not an authority on the topic, and therefore, why would anybody want to listen to me? I know I just need to take the dive, but it's nerve-wracking. Any advice?" And I asked him if I could share his email on here, and he said, yeah, no problem. And I agree. Imposter syndrome. I get it. And even if you go back and listen to some of the early episodes, I'm kind of speaking real softly because I just don't believe in my voice enough as I do right now. You know, I have a little more proof. I have a little more downloads and emails from people saying, oh, this is really good. Keep going. Okay. You know, that helps a lot. But I did really have to overcome this lack of self-belief. But the problem with this, I don't have any authority. The question I'm asking my guests to answer is, what are you learning in your life right now? And is there anyone who has more authority on your life other than you? Absolutely not. Only you have the authority to answer, what are you learning in your life right now? You have authority because you are you. You can answer that question with more authority than anyone who has or ever will live. And if you want proof to say, oh, I've done this, well, then come on to my podcast and answer that question. You know, I recorded about 10 episodes before even releasing the podcast, so there were 0 downloads, and it was really hard to believe in that. But now when I do release an episode, that one episode will get 1,000 downloads in the first week, and sometimes more. And to say I have nothing to offer is to say that out of those 1,000 downloads in the first week, not one of those downloads, those people who download it, I know you aren't just downloads, you are people who are working through real things, that it won't apply to any one of you. And that's just not true. Self-belief is hard because it requires an act of faith, of blind faith, to step out on the ledge when we can't see a ledge, much like that Indiana Jones movie at the end where, okay, I won't spoil it. You know what I'm talking about. Take a leap of faith. You have a voice, but you've got to believe in it. And to help us do that, at the end of every episode, we try to encourage ourselves. We tell ourselves positive narratives. And when you find a reflection of yourself today, will you say this? I can believe in myself and find that I am capable of great things. Research finds that anymore, when you start running, your brain has to say, I'm not running away from anything that is going to kill me. And anymore, evolutionarily speaking, that used to be our reason for running. Well, now you have a different motivation, a motivation of a future belief in a healthier you. Because we keep the dangerous animals, for the most part, at bay. And I think it's safe to say that most of you probably aren't involved in a life-threatening battle currently. And I don't want to belittle actual wars that are going on right now, but for the most of us, we run to run. Start running. You aren't going to die, but do it for the benefit of a healthier you. Whatever running means, take the next step out of self-belief for a better and more prosperous you. Because you are your own biggest motivating factor. It starts with you.